Charting is one of the most powerful tools in a trader's arsenal, and that's why smart charts offer basically any charting indicators, any tools, as well as any kind of candle or line chart configuration for you to use when you are charting and trading. So in this video, that's exactly what we're going to be diving into, so stick around because you are about to learn a hell of a lot. Without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. So here we are in Smartcharts with the Euro USD chart on our screen. Now there's a few things we're going to talk about here today, whether it is different candles you're going to use, maybe you prefer a line chart, maybe you prefer different colors with your backgrounds and everything like this, or maybe you prefer multiple charts here. You can do that very, very easily with this platform, and what I will say is it's incredibly useful to have a lot of these tools that we're going to talk about here today, right? So without further ado, let's just jump straight into this. If we wanted to change the background to this chart, maybe you prefer a black background, you can do so very, very easily by just hitting the settings button in the top left there, right? You can go to charting style and then change the background to anything you want. If we wanted a black background, we could do so very easily, as you can see here. We're actually going to change this back to what it was here, which is just a transparent background. Boom. Okay, so that's something that's very, very useful. Or maybe we want our candles to be a little bit more brighter, a little bit more contrasted compared to the background. We can do that easily here, and as you can see, those green candles have improved in just the way they look and how they are contrasted. What we will say here is this can be useful, of course, if you have screens all over your house, if you're an advanced trader, right? Maybe you want to see those candles easier, but what this platform does really, really well is that they allow you to change anything that you really want to, right? So if we wanted bar charts, if you're a more experienced trader, you trade with bars like so, you can do so very easily there, just by going to the top right here, selecting what type of format you want your chart to be displayed in, right? So we could do candles like I use typically, and these candles are actually pretty cool because they've got a little light things here and shadows behind them, which I don't see a lot of in other platforms. Anyway, just a cool little ease of use feature there that you can use. We also have hollow candles and many more different variations that you can use. We can use the line candles as well. What I will say is I'm more of a candlestick guy, but a lot of the newer traders out there just prefer the line charts because it's easier to spot trend lines and stuff like this. What we can do if we did want to actually put in a trend line, we can actually go to this trend line section, okay, and then go to the trend line at the bottom here, type that in, and we're just going to be able to drag that down to get our trend line to really determine whether a trend has broken or not. So that's something that's cool, but in terms of use cases of whether a line chart is better than a candlestick chart, this is something that is often personal preference, but you will find that most advanced or more experienced traders will actually head away from the line chart and actually prefer to use more of a candle or a bar chart. And there are many different reasons for this, but the main point is you can actually see where the candles have closed. You can also see how high they have got here in terms of price action. So this could really give you an indication of whether a trend is changing soon or whether a trend line is getting weaker. Whereas if we go over to the line chart here, it's going to be a lot harder to determine whether price has actually got over that because it is working on more of an average on where the candle has closed or where it has closed for that time period. So as you can see here, we are perfectly underneath this trend line, but if we go back to candles here, that yes, we have tested it and tried to break through it multiple times, and that could give you a change in your decisions when we do hit this a fifth or sixth time here, where you could be expecting the trend to reverse after getting over it a certain amount of times. And a lot of strategies actually do rely on something like this using candlestick charts. And another thing you can do here is actually look for chart patterns using these tools like the trend lines. So if we grab another trend line here and just draw that bad boy in, we could actually create a pattern, what's called a chart pattern here. If you don't know what a chart pattern is, guys, definitely go out and learn them because these are one of the best ways you can make money in terms of spotting breakouts with trends, spotting high breaks, spotting supports and resistance breaks to actually identify an entry point for a trade. So what we're going to do here is look at this and say, yes, we do have some sort of triangle / wedge structure, and we are somewhat over the resistance line. Now, obviously, we are on a 5-minute chart, so I would not advise trading on a 5-minute chart in this sense. Definitely go to like an hour, a 4-hour, a daily for big trends, right? But if you are more of a scalper, if you are following the signals in the tools section here that are essentially giving you the entry points and exit points on those smaller time frames, then yes, you could be using that 5 minute to really confirm those trends or confirm how a trade is going, maybe get out earlier if you are a bit more experienced, right? But if we head over back to the chart here, you can see it has actually saved all my progress, which is good. But if you are a bit worried about that, if you do have limited memory on your browser, stuff like this, then you can actually click this save button. It's going to save it to your account very easily. But in this case, let's just say we were using this specific chart pattern. We bring up another trend line here, very easy to do. We look at the most recent wave here. We can actually grab this, drag it over here, and we can use that as our measure move for a potential target if we were to break out from this point. So that's a rough example here, guys, of how you can use trend lines, how you can use your candles or line charts to really determine how a trend is going, whether we are in a breakout, and how good that breakout is going to potentially be. If you want to learn more about trading and really just learning all of these tips, I kept this very basic today, but you can do this very easily on their platform with all of these videos that they do have up for you, right? So you can see they do have some free ones here, and yeah, this is a lot of lessons, over 60 lessons, over 70 lessons here that you can learn the basics of trading. You can get started on your own here for free, and if you do want to rise to the top here, then you can also have these paid ones that are a lot longer and a lot more in depth. So the one thing I do love about Smart Charts here, guys, is they do just give you everything you need to be a professional trader. That's fantastic, right? They link you with the broker, okay? They give you the signals if you are a little bit pushed for time. Maybe you just follow the signals here and that is fine. Or if you are actually interested in trading and learning how to trade, then you can do so very easily with the learn section here. Or if you do want to pay a little bit more, you can actually get professional coaching from a successful trader right on the platform, right? And that is pretty much everything here on this platform, but we will be diving a little bit deeper in other videos on how you can capitalize on this platform to make as much money as possible. That's going to be it for this video. Have a fantastic day. I will see you in the next one, and don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment on there. See you later.